I gotta say, this Black Series Commando boss is pretty sweet. Is it perfect? No. But is it the absolutely not accurate whatsoever figure that some people have been saying because it reuses Hunter's body? Not at all. This is a really cool figure. But also, I will have to continue to talk about his squad mates at the end of the video, because I have to talk about what Hasbro has been doing and the direction they're going with these figures. Because this is a Gaming Greats Black Series figure, even though the reveals of Fixer, and especially the reveal of Sev, have showed that this is, they're not Gaming Greats, they're basically just Clone Wars figures. These are based off of the Clone Wars iterations of the Republic Commandos. Oh, Mama. Mama Cat's really wanting attention. You might hear her squeak from time to time, and I'll have to stop to pet her. But yeah, this is a super cool figure. Absolutely love it, actually. You may be surprised at that opinion, but man, I really love this boss. I'm actually very surprised. When I got it out, I was like, whoa, this thing's really cool. I actually do want to start right away with some comparisons, because a lot of people have been thinking, oh man, this body remold, it might not really, give the essence of what it's like to look like a Republic Commando. Mostly just looks like Hunter. But man, bringing in a figure like, say, the original 3 3/4 inch boss, you can see here that a lot of the details aren't really, they're not lost. A lot of the details are still here for sure. So let's get a closer look. So the helmet's an all-new sculpt, obviously. So you can see the detail comparison there. It's pretty similar. Slightly different with the styling, but pretty similar. You can see the shoulder pads. This boss, you can see, has like 1 stripe on that side and 2 on that side. So a little bit of inaccuracy there, but maybe this was actually supposed to have like a different sculpt of shoulder pad, and even this figure didn't do it. He does not have elbow pads at all, which is definitely something that's not really accurate, but it's all good. The arm armor otherwise is pretty similar. I can't really complain there. It's pretty similar. Maybe some slight little shape differences. Not too big of a deal. Now the legs are pretty spot on. I would say there's like 2 stripes on the thigh of the original one, and there's only like 1 singular stripe on that one. But I would say like the knee armor and the shins, pretty similar. Maybe some differences in the proportions and all that. But you can see the chest. Chest is pretty similar. Nothing drastic there. You can see he does not have the dots right there, which does make me think maybe this is more based off of Clone Wars, but even then, as we'll see, I don't know about that. I think that might just be a missing detail. The backpack is pretty similar. Like I said, maybe a few proportional or like slight detail things. Basically, one thing the Black Series started off as trying to be like, these are the be-all, end-all, absolutely premium figures that are 100% accurate, blah, blah, blah. That is not what Black Series is now. Black Series is very strong in the reuse, very strong in the corner cutting, and in some ways, especially with the deluxe line, very strong in the trying to scam you out of your money. Because when they announced that the Saw Gerrera figure was going to be a deluxe, I'm like, oh, at least it'll have an alternate head sculpt so you can have him either bald or with hair. Nope. Ridiculous. But anyways, I mentioned the Clone Wars one. Let's bring in that Clone Wars figure so you can see. I feel like this is the one that they were really basing it off of. I feel like they were looking more at the Clone Wars than the actual game. As you can see, it has like the singular stripe on the shoulder. Ignore this backpack. This is some silly backpack Hasbro did. They didn't even give him a proper one. It is kind of funny though how similar the gun size is. I always thought that was pretty funny. For being 6 inch to 3 3/4 inch, that's actually almost the same. That's pretty sad. This is definitely undersized for the gun. It definitely should be bigger. But honestly, once you get in certain poses, I actually think it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, you can definitely see the details. They reused Hunter's body. Even though Hunter is a Republic Commando, so like it's a similar armor, it's just not exactly the same. I do really like this figure though, mostly in the fun factor. I just think this is such a fun figure to mess with. Because like you can really get him looking down that scope, even though there's not really scope on that kind of gun. Man, just look at that pose and tell me that's not cool. That is just really cool. You can just, that is boss right there. That is boss. He's hunting some Geos. He's getting some Trandos. I do wish he had the arm blade. I do wish he had that, but unfortunately he doesn't. Yeah, man, this is just such a cool figure to me. Is this one of my favorite Black Series clone troopers? Actually, yes. This is actually probably in my, definitely in my top 5. Is it like my absolute favorite? I don't know. Bly and Echo are pretty tough to beat, but this one's definitely up there for me. I just really like it. The helmet looks gorgeous. I honestly think that the proportions, while they're slightly different when it comes to armor details and everything, aren't bad. Like, this is not supposed to be 100% accurate figure of Boss. I guess this is probably the only way they could give us a Boss, because we're living in a world nowadays where the Republic Commandos are like C-list Star Wars characters that have to be relegated to being exclusive to GameStop. But whatever, it's all good. I mean, the Commandos have always been exclusive, right? They're like exclusive to, like, I don't remember what the first pack was exclusive to, but maybe Entertainment Earth, something like that. I know the second one was like Convention and Toys R Us. Man, just look at that. Oh, it's so cool. But yeah, he's got the look. He's got the look for me, man. This is Boss. I think the shoulder pads still give him the bulk that he needs. He's got a nice look. I do wish the gun was bigger. If there would ever, you know, if someone's making custom guns that are bigger, I might end up getting it. But I'm sorry, I'm gushing. Some people may be disappointed that I'm actually not disappointed. But I don't know, I really like it. Yes, it's not fully accurate. In some ways, that really bothers me when it comes to some figures. But when it comes to this one, I don't know why. It doesn't really bother me at all. I guess I'm just really happy to finally have a Boss that, I don't know, can do this. You know, pretty happy about that. He's super posable. Let's get into that. He's got a very nice ball jointed head. Absolutely love it. He's got ball hinges at the shoulders. They can go up really high. You can move the shoulder pads with or without it. You have really nice elbows. You have in and out wrist here and up and down wrist here, so that's really good. The waist is pretty decent. Definitely better with the side to side than it is like the forward and back. Hips can move out. They can move out to the side. Thigh swivel. Knee bend, knee swivel. This is unfortunate when you want him in like a kneeling position because that knee pad should be connected to the shin armor, but it's connected to the... I said a bad word. Connected to the thigh. It should be connected to the shin. But still, I mean, you can get him kneeling. Then you've got ankles that can move up and down and pivot. So yeah, it is Hunter's body. Is it a bad thing? I mean, some people may think it is. You know, is it lazy? Kinda. But honestly, does it work? For me, it does. It's not going to work for everybody, but it works for me. Now, I have kind of come to terms with the reality that these Black Series Republic Commandos are based off of the Clone Wars. Especially looking at Sev. I looked at Sev and I was initially like, what the heck? That looks nothing like the Sev I know and love. But then I was like, oh, it's the Clone Wars Sev. It's not going to be straight from the video game, even though it's gaming greats. I guess it's cartoon greats, because you're basing it off of the cartoon and not the game. It's not a big deal. Honestly, I absolutely love this figure. I don't have too much to talk about with it, really, because like I said, it does reuse a body. But like I said, I do want to talk about the other versions. Sev, for what it's supposed to be, for what it's conveying, I think looks fine. I do wish it was based off of the game. That way he would have like his added little shoulder armor thing. He would just look cooler. But, you know, it's Clone Wars Sev. I can live with it. But with Fixer, oh, we never really saw a definitive picture of Fixer from the Clone Wars where you could actually see his abdomen, so I don't really know if he's missing green there or not. It definitely looks naked without it. I probably will paint green there myself. I wish it had the two-tone green that most Fixers have. That's definitely a disappointment. But I do have to say, you know, I think once we get the entire squad together, they're going to be pretty sweet. I'm going to be happy to have them in Black Series. But I do have to say, I hope that Hot Toys wouldn't cut as many corners. But if Hot Toys were to ever do the Republic Commandos... Oh, excuse me, Mama did a squeak. Here's my hand. Here's my hand, Mama. Here we go. No? Yeah, there we go. Little scalp massage for the Mama. She needs attention sometimes. She's the sweetest little cat. Anyways, if Hot Toys was to do the Republic Commandos, I'd be all in. Absolutely. That would be super cool to me. Yeah, guys, there we go. Thank you all so much for watching. I highly recommend this figure. I understand if you have issues with it. I understand if you think that the inaccuracies are a massive detriment, because if you're really keen on armor-specific details like I used to be, I'm not really much anymore, then yeah, it definitely has a lot of inaccuracies. It also has the hole where the holster for, not really the holster, the sheath for Hunter's knife went. It still has that hole right there. So yeah, definitely blatant reuse. But it's still a nice figure to me, man. I still absolutely love it. This is actually probably going to be on my top 10 figures of the year list. I don't know, man. It's really doing it for me. Little skeptical on the rest of the team, but we'll see how that is once we get them in hand. Still have not seen Scorch yet. That is basically inevitable at this point. Fingers crossed he looks good. I also really hope he has the big pillars on his back. I hope they don't go with the Bad Batch look where he has a more generic backpack. That would be so boring. Fingers crossed. Please give Scorch his cool, like, pillory things on his backpack. That would look so cool. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Special shout out to the patrons at Patreon. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Alrighty, guys. There we go. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.